In the top stories, $40 million port deal signed by Agriculture Minister in St. Kitts. St. Vincent offers citizenship to 1975 West Indies World Cup winning team, and global sportswear giants Adidas to raise prices in the United States. When we come back, the details to these stories and more. Stay tuned.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
Wait. I'm trying to get to there. Ready? Welcome to the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Wednesday, the 30th day of July, 2025, and I am Jasmine Thomas. Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries, Marine Resources and the Creative Economy, the Honorable Samuel Duggins, on Monday, 28th July, signed a pivotal letter of interest with the African Export-Import Bank, Afrexim Bank, to support the development of a state-of-the-art port in St. Kitts. The signing took place on the sidelines of Active 2025 and marks a major step in positioning the Federation as a central player in Afro-Caribbean trade and logistics. The U.S. $40 million project, to be executed in partnership with Gemini Integrated Commodities Trading Company, is envisioned as a modern port facility that will bolster intra-African trade and strengthen St. Kitts and Nevis' strategic links with the African continent. The facility is proposed under a public-private partnership (PPP) model. The Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force has launched a homicide investigation following the death of a young man in the Libert Hill area of Nevis on the evening of 29th July 2025. Preliminary reports indicate that between 8 and 8:30 in the evening, officers from the Newcastle Police Station responded to a call regarding a suspected fatal accident along the Island Main Road near the Methodist Church in Libert Hill. Upon arrival, officers discovered the lifeless body of 27-year-old Xavier Doe of Potworks, Nevis, lying on the roadside near a damaged motor scooter. Further assessment of the scene revealed multiple spent shells in the vicinity, prompting the immediate initiation of a homicide investigation. Upon examination, officers observed that Doe's body bore injuries consistent with gunshot wounds. The district medical officer was summoned to the scene and pronounced Doe deceased. Initial inquiries suggest that Doe was traveling on his motor scooter toward his residence when, upon reaching the vicinity of the Methodist Church, he was ambushed and shot multiple times by an unknown assailant or assailants. He subsequently lost control of the vehicle, collided with a nearby utility box, and succumbed to his injuries on the scene. The crime scene unit of the Royal St. Christopher Nevis Police Force processed the scene and collected some items of evidential value. Further inquiries are ongoing, and investigational updates will be appropriately issued as it progresses. As part of its broader commitment to modernizing the administration of justice, the Attorney General's Office and the Ministry of Justice and Legal Affairs in partnership with the CARICOM Regional Office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights, hosted a two-day training workshop on the 24th and 25th July aimed at integrating international human rights standards into both prosecutorial and civil advisory practice. The workshop, titled International Standards and Best Practices on Human Rights in the Administration of Justice, convened at the request of Attorney General Garth Wilkin, is part of a wider strategy to strengthen institutional decision-making and accountability across the justice sector. It brought together Crown counsels from the Attorney General's chambers and the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, whose portfolios span both criminal and civil matters, including litigation, policy review, and legislative advice. Facilitated by the OHCR CARICOM Regional Representative and Deputy Regional Representative, the training adopted an interactive and participatory approach. Key thematic areas included legal safeguards in arrest, detention and pre-trial procedures, fair trial rights and prosecutorial responsibilities, independence and impartiality of justice actors, and access to justice and the principle of non-discrimination, particularly for vulnerable populations. We'll take a break. When we come back, regional news and international news follows.
Our world is filled with rhythm. Rhythm that's unapologetic, infectious, timeless. Rhythm is commitment in action. It's how we show up for each other with unrelenting support that goes the distance. Rhythm lives in the tiny beats of our most intimate moments and the seismic roars of our biggest achievements. Rhythm is resilience in motion. So even when things go out of sync, we do what it takes to bring the rhythm back. At Flow, we understand your rhythm because we live it. That's why we're dedicated to building a network as resilient as you, with a team of familiar faces working every day to keep you on beat. You're at the heart of everything we do, and our commitment is to keep your rhythm flowing, no matter what.
In regional news, the Parliament of St. Vincent and the Grenadines on Monday passed a bill offering citizenship to the surviving members of the West Indies cricket team that won the inaugural 1975 One-Day International ODI World Cup. The legislation allows the 12 surviving members of the legendary team to apply for Vincentian citizenship without meeting the usual requirements such as residency or economic contribution. Applicants need only submit a written request to the minister responsible for citizenship. The team included renowned cricketers Clive Lloyd, Sir Viv Richards, Derek Murray, and Michael Holding, among others. And on the international scene, global sportswear giant Adidas has warned that U.S. tariffs will cost the German sportswear giant a further 200 million euros and confirmed that it will raise prices for American customers. Nearly half of the company's products are made in Asian countries, which recently agreed trade deals with the U.S., announcing its latest results. Adidas chief executive Bjorn Gulden said the tariffs will directly increase the cost of our products for the U.S. He admitted that the company still does not know what the impact will be on customer demand should all these tariffs cause major inflation. The two largest source countries for Adidas goods are Vietnam, which makes 27% of the sportswear brand's products, and Indonesia, which makes 19%. Earlier this month, the U.S. struck trade deals with both countries, agreeing to impose a 20% tariff on goods from Vietnam and a 19% tariff on Indonesian-made products. U.S. companies that ship in Adidas products to sell in America have to pay the tariff. And now for a look at the weather. Present weather across St. Kitts and Nevis is clear skies. Winds are gentle breeze of 9 miles per hour from the east to northeast, and seas are 1.2 to 4 feet. For the rest of today, partly cloudy, 40% or a moderate chance of showers, and tonight, partly cloudy skies with a 60% or moderate chance of showers. Sunset this evening will be at around 15 minutes before 7, and sunrise tomorrow is set for 10 minutes before 6. And that brings us to the end of the ZIZ Midday Newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you for tuning in. I am Jasmine Thomas. God bless you.